And here we have a surfer. What an interesting shot of this surfer against the rocks of the jetty. You know, is he surfing into them or out of them? This wave is an incredible wave. So it really adds the sense of motion to it. But again, where is our shot? If we're going to look for where the shot is, it's right in here. It's the surfer and this wave. That's where the story is. The fact that the wave is beating itself out on the beach, we pretty much all know it does that. The wall behind is interesting. Maybe we would like to keep that. But this, I guess that's from a marker buoy or something, is really distracting against all of this white sky. And our poor surfer and his black wetsuit are dying in the shadow of that wave. So there are a few things we can do to help this out and make that work a little better. The first thing is we really want to concentrate on where the shot is and get rid of some of this part. I may be able to crop it to where this goes away and I don't even have to remove it. But let's find out. If I have to remove it, I will. I'm going to try to stay pretty close to the photographer's square shot of this. For one, I always liked square photographs. I liked shooting with the medium format that allowed that square. It was great for like record jackets, things like that. So now we're concentrating a little more on this action, but we need to bring it out some. So we're going to use our old favorites here. Our duplicate layer, and this time we're going to go to a screen layer, which is going to lighten it. We'll make it a layer mask. And now with Control I, we're going to invert that mask. Why? Because it's going to be easier just to bring out this part than it would be on the other one to try to darken everything except this part. That's a stylistic, practical decision for me. Depending on how you like to work, you may do it another way. I'm going to bring the brush down to somewhere around 20%. You really don't have to be that dead accurate with this. But that should allow me, with the white brush now, remember if you're seeing a black mask, to change it, you need to go to the opposite color, which is white. So I'm going to lighten that foam. Lighten this area where we can see through the wave. And I'm going to lighten my surfer so that he's standing out a bit more. Okay, so he's standing out. This now, we're suddenly beginning to realize this now is actually a little blown out. So, I've got the surfer about as far as I can take him in that. So what I'm going to do is flatten this. Do it again. Except this time, we're going to make a multiply layer. Oh yeah, that'll be pretty close to what I want. So we'll make a layer mask. We'll make an inverted mask. Paint on it in white again. And this time, I'm going to add some of that detail back into this foam, where I can catch all of this cool little action here. See that detail start to come up with every pass. I would rather work this up a pass at a time than to try to guess at what the actual amount should be and then overdo it and have to try to back off of it. If I do overdo something here, as you recall, I can simply go back into the palette over here, change colors, and paint it back the way it was. But now I think we have a more dramatic shot, and there's no doubt what our subject is. There's enough left that we can see the splash of the foam. We can see the rocks in the background. Darken those just a little. And we still have a little bit of sky up there. We could have gotten rid of the sky, but if we had done that, there would be no way to tell how tall this rock wall is, and he could be surfing in front of a castle, for all we know. So the sky here tells us information about the overall shot that's kind of important information. So we'll leave it there. And there's going to be our shot. And we can see the surfer pretty clearly in that. This is a really good catch of the foam. High shutter speed shot. Nicely done. Let's see what else we have. Fun shot of this poor ball about to be kicked into oblivion. But again, we've got all of this stuff in here that's really taking you away. The action of the shot is right here on this arc. This is what's important about the shot. I think the tonalities are fine in this. But again, I would crop this. Let's just blur come from off screen so we don't know how high they kicked in order to make this work. And now our action really is concentrated on this. So again, think about where the core action is that you're working on. We could go in and we could darken the sky a little bit, and there are other little tweaks we could do. But for our purposes here in dealing with motion, here's what we need to do. We need to make this poor unsuspecting ball just sitting there minding its own business, having no idea the impending doom that's about to come raining down on it from this foot. So that's where our action is. That's our shot. Okay, let's do another one. Here we have another nice catch of time. The timing of the shot is perfect. The ball's right in front of him. If he didn't have his dark glasses on, we could even probably judge that he's staring right at it. And he's about to whack it completely through the other player with this shot. But we only have a couple of problems. Again, we've got all of this detail that's taking away from the shot. And we have what in the film world would be called a Dutch tilt that normally would add some kinds of movement to the shot. The problem is that that tilt itself carries a story. It has a message about what's happening. And the direction of it, the direction of fall, if you will, is going to tell us a lot about what's happening. And in this case, it's falling away from the action. The impending action is about to be he swings at the ball, and then the ball goes firing off this way. Our action is in this direction, not this direction. So what we really need to do is to change this tilt. Now, obviously, that should have been done in the camera, and it's a little late, perhaps, to do that, but I can at least show you the effect of it. So I'm going to come in here and rotate this image. I'm going to make a wild guess that this 15 degrees is about the amount I want. What an incredible guess. So now, if we came and cropped this in a little so you can see what might happen, we're going to, again, give most of the room in front of this so there's room to move. anywhere in there would be okay. So if we were going to have to make this one work, we would need to rebuild his fence and all of this out into these white areas. We could do that, but the point of what I'm trying to show you is that now he's almost straight. We could actually move him a little straighter, but that curve to his body gives us the sense of motion that he's leaning into this blow that he's about to strike on this poor tennis ball. But now our movement is going to be falling forward. It's all going to go this way. So when you're going to use a tilt, think about how you want that motion to go and shoot it for that, rather than just think, oh, well, I've added some tension here because I've shot it off kilter. Yeah, you have, but it's the wrong tension. So try another one.